Assalamu alaikum, I'm Numara Zahil and welcome again to another episode of Pep Talk. So, in today's podcast, we'll discuss Pakistan strategic options, implications of the defense agreement between Pakistan and Saudi Arabia, and what should Pakistan respond. So, today we have with us Muhammad Amir Rana, who's a political economy security expert. I welcome you on the show, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
So, sir, Pakistan just pursued a strategic relationship with both Iran and Saudi Arabia and diplomatic relationship over the past few months with Iran as well. So, what do you think that there are domestic concerns and external systemic concerns that would shape Pakistan's future strategy towards this conflict?
Mara, this is not a time to discuss this very about Fiji because the crisis is ongoing and situation is evolving and the crisis hasn't unfolded completely itself yet. So discussing about the future prospects or the projections, I don't think that anybody is putting US may take this kind of the thinking. So basically, the what is happening in SLEs. So everybody is looking for the immediate responses and how these responses get be resolved. So the Pakistan is also a one player arena in this theater, and this full attention is on to provide the mediation, whatever the efforts is need to require. Despite it has the many strategic, geoeconomic constraints in this region, particularly as you mentioned in the context of the Saudi Pakistan defense pact the context. So Pakistan's focus is also right now that to whatever the window is available for the mediation and witnessing. So exploit it and to try to migrate it more and to diffuse the tension. So this is right now is a firefighting approach is going on and to de-escalate the tension first. So this is the priority of Pakistan.
So my second question to you will be regarding the defense agreement that Pakistan has in Saudi Arabia, and since there's been a tap on Saudi Arabia from the Houthis, so how does that affect Pakistan's Pakistan's room for diplomatic maneuver, especially in terms of Islamabad Accord?
Yeah, when you say the diplomacy, this is about the maneuvering of the situation and to create the atmosphere, the conditions for this the solution or whatever the objective you got to achieve. So this is about all this is the whole bionic decision. And the money important thing I think which we are saying that the Iran and especially its IRGC has come back on its previous policy and strictly its arms of resistance and forces proved to be one of its strategic allies in Yemen. And as they have threatened to Saudi Arabia and to probably want up, and which of course going to be impact more than 50% of the Saudi's oil exports. So this is, I think, is very tricky, and this basically reflect that there is some chances of escalation of the direct tension between Iran and Saudi Arabia. It may the Pakistan will focus on how to be with these kind of the crisis. The situation is you only noted Strait of Hormuz, Babul Mandra, and how to deal with the emerging situation. So Pakistan is still relying on diplomacy, on its skills for facilitating this factory channel. So Pakistan will try to call it direct military confrontation unless it secures high strategic or the geoeconomic objective in this region, which must be surveyed for strategic and geoeconomic interests.
Sir, building upon your deliberations, if Pakistan gets involved into this conflict eventually, Or what does it say about Pakistan credibility as a mediator? Because to be a mediator, one has to be neutral in the conflict.
I guess this is, I think, the biggest question everybody asking, and this is very question. And they were, as I mentioned, the Pakistan is trying at most uh, to avoid to get involved in confrontational situation, and for that purpose, is focusing on merely there is a mediation, as we seeing that the Iranian interior minister was here in town, and he and such is big create because this Momini is from Momini region. The interior minister seems to be very close to the IRGC command. And I think this message is in Noiba, and Parvisan can not lose and must not lose its leverages over Iran so far. So this is very important. This is very important for Saudi Arabia as well, because if they lose Pakistan, they will lose all their direct communication channels where they are. And this is the same case applies from the US and other regional allies. One has few direct channels, Sakada, but Laser Dot has uh, effective or reliable channels the Pakistan provides in these critical situations. So the Pakistan will try to keep its all diplomatic mediation credential intact, and no one tries goes to avoid to get involved in Maripur.
Sir, let us broaden our horizon a little bit. What do you think that the non-state actors affect on the policies of the states despite having such small leverage?
Yeah, this is very important. As I mentioned, that the IRGC was happy or rotary proxies, low stake actors in this region, which were basically one of the major reasons of destabilization. And these actors were the first target of the Israeli and the US. And this campaign started 3 years back. And again, the IRGC and compact for his previous policy, and since last 3 months, especially UAE is conflict which started on February 28th, is looks like that Iran or IRGC will review its policy approach engaging with these kind of the non-state actors. But I think they, in the changing situation, the scenario, they realize that these normal strict actors, the proxies, are still who provide edge and the strategic leverage. And that's proof that now the Iran has choked the both the streaks, first the wars and Republic window. So this is, I think, that they are making about right now, and the threat is that has the buses proof as their utility. They will try to be strengthen the Hezbollah in Lebanon, which is of course if they try to be send the Hezbollah create instability in this region, and of course in Palestine we cannot ignore Pakistan as well. So Pakistan. So this is, I think, the very tricky situation, and is indicating the IRGC is changing its project, and the all the visual tactic we had that if we the abandon the non-state actors, the proxies, is just gone down where it's immediately dependent. They will expand their operational these arms of resistance in its neighborhood.
My last question to you, sir, will be about what will be the prudent course of action for Pakistan in this dire situation, in this complex situation in the coming days.
Yeah, as I mentioned, Pakistan is dealing this whole situation like on the day-to-day share, and they have no long-term strategy, and this is right that in this kind of the fewer situations we cannot imagine a long-term series. So the situation which was yesterday, where we had conveyed few messages through the Mr. Moni, it was very different. So it's a past now, and we don't know whether with the response from Washington on these discussion or the messages being conveyed by Tehran to Washington through Pakistan. So, and what the US will try to convey to Tehran. So many fluid situation, and we can't predict. So it's maybe we will be able to assess in a better way in coming weeks during the role this crisis will completely unfold itself, or we see that how the diplomacy, especially the bad door diplomacy, is working and may break some heart in this crisis.
Thank you so much, sir, for your deliberations today. There was an insightful discussion today. That was it for today's video. We will see you again in another video. Thank you for watching, and like and share, subscribe the channel.